Trump supporter applies for the ACA, but doesn't want Obamacare. Let's make that clear. Here it is.
I'm a health insurance broker. They come in, it's a husband and wife. He got laid off from his job. They need insurance to start December 1st. So as we're talking and we're going through, chit-chatting, the husband goes, because, I don't want Obamacare. I proceeded to close my stuff. And I was like, I think it's time for you to go. He was like, well, why? Sir, the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, dubbed Obamacare by the far right 10 years ago, by that black man who was in office in 2008 that passed in 2010, is Obamacare. So you're sitting in my office for the insurance plan through healthcare.gov that you need to start in December because you have pre-existing conditions, but you don't want Obamacare. It's time for you to get out of my office.
The irony of this. Some moons ago, yours truly was the political director and chief strategist for the Georgia Democratic Party. We sent out a poll. The poll said, do you agree with Obamacare? The vast majority of white respondents in that poll said they do not. Then, when we polled that same group, called it the Affordable Care Act and laid out the benefits of ACA, the vast majority of those same respondents all of a sudden agreed with the benefits. Now, what's really happening here? Messaging, yes. Messaging that has the catalyst of racism to make it work. And all of a sudden, based on who came up with the idea, changes the meaning and messaging of that idea in the mind of the receiver. 35% of respondents said that either they thought Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act, this is a new poll, by the way, they thought the Obamacare and Affordable Care Act were different policies. 17% or didn't know if they were the same or different, 18%. This confusion was more pronounced among people 18 to 29 and those who earn less than $50,000 a year, two groups that could be significantly impacted by a what? Repeal. When respondents were posed the question, what would happen if Obamacare were repealed? Even more people were stumped. Approximately 45% did not know that the ACA would be repealed. 12% of America said ACA would not be repealed. 32% said they did not know. But Republicans will tell you the American people voted for these policies. Sharon, thoughts?
I just don't know when people will stop rooting against their own interests. I don't care what it's called. Is it helping? Is it good policy? Does it make sense for my life?
That's right.
But as soon as you tell somebody with a tan, 44, who had no scandals, by the way. I always want to keep putting that out there. Yeah. The Obamas had no scandals. As soon as you say, oh, the architect was right here, it's suddenly, oh, I'd rather just fall back. Yeah. But you can't, can you? You can't afford to just pay. You got to have a little help.
And it's so diabolical when you think about it. So you're willing to suffer yourself. Okay, that's one thing. But you're willing to make your children suffer and your grandchildren suffer and your community at large suffer. Wow.